Okay, so the training that I get to give you is something that is really near and dear to me. This is where the big bright C in me comes out. All you C's out there are going to love this. You're going to eat it up. The I's out there are going to be like, oh dear God, let me out of this room. Okay, so we're going to talk about what to do after you go to your party. You sell all that amazing product. And then you come home and what do? Right? And then you're like, oh crap, what do I do? And you have this pile of profile cards and sales slips and you're like, what are they talking about? Okay, so I'm going to go through. I am a systems girl. I love my systems because I value my time. Okay? That's what it comes down to. I do not love doing all this paperwork at all. And as a matter of fact, I now have a wonderful assistant, which is Jane Haley. Okay, so she does a lot of it, but before I had her, time was extremely valuable to me, and so I had to have systems. Not only do you not want to spend a lot of time on this because it is not income-producing activity, okay, and we're going to learn more about that on another week, what that means, but this isn't making you any money. However, it is saving your life when it comes to being able to track your customers, your skincare customers, people who have a favorite lipstick or eyeshadow that's being discontinued, and you as their representative want to be able to contact them and let them know that color's being discontinued. Or all those people who wear a foundation that they're discontinuing or something like that. If you work these systems, you're going to be able to provide better customer service. You're going to be able to have the appropriate numbers you need for taxes, right? Our fun taxes. And you're going to be able to track your numbers because we all know that a track number grows. Right? So you got to know what you're selling. You got to know what you're giving away, right? And you got to know how much money you're bringing in. Because then if your husband asks you a question as far as how much money are you making doing this thing anyway, you have a record to be able to say, look, this is what I brought in, okay? This is what I'm saving. This is what I'm giving away. All of those kind of things are really important. I know they're not fun. I know that's not why we're in this business. We're in this business for the recognition and the prizes and the money and the fun and all of that, and this is not it. I know, it's not, but we're going to get through it, okay? So I'm going to try and make it quick and easy. I will promise you that if you develop a system, it doesn't have to be mine. I'm going to share what mine is. It doesn't have to be mine, okay? But if you develop a system, I promise you, you are going to spend 15 to 30 minutes after a class, and you're going to spend 30 minutes once a week. And that's all you're going to do on paperwork and tracking and inputting and all of that. Okay? So, I am not at the computer for hours, after a class, or all week long, or anything like that, okay? All of this is designed to be quick, easy, and keep track of all your stuff. But you do have to do all of those little elements, okay? So the very first thing that we're going to talk about is when you get home from a class, you want to send a handwritten thank you note to everybody who purchased something from you, okay? If you want to send it to everybody at the party, go for it. I send it to everybody who purchased something from me. Okay? So, handwritten postcards are great. On Mary Kay In Touch, you can buy the Mary Kay postcards, a pack of 100 for like $3.50, I think. It's really inexpensive, okay? And it's a great little Mary Kay postcard. You can pop that in the mail and you just say, thank you so much for your purchase. It was really great to meet you. I look forward to servicing you in the future. Love, Donna. Okay? Pop that in the mail. Okay, if you don't have time for that, which sometimes I know life gets busy or you're traveling or whatever the case may be, at least send an email at a minimum, okay? So a handwritten thank you note is best. At a minimum, you have to do an email, okay? And so you just want to say thank you. It was nice meeting you. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for helping me achieve my goals. Thank you for helping me with my challenge. Whatever it is, however you got them in front of you, okay? Handwritten thank you note is number one. Okay, the second thing that you want to do, now I need notes because I want to make sure I go in order. Okay, the second thing you want to do is input the customer information into InTouch. Okay? Now, if you are not doing that right now, I'm going to tell you we are going to do a whole separate training on the power of InTouch. Okay? Because as you know, I'm very passionate about the power of InTouch. Okay, so we're going to do a whole separate thing about what InTouch can do for you. Okay? But tonight, I'm just going to tell you, you need to be putting your customer information into InTouch after each and every party. If you're not doing that, it is going to be a nightmare when you realize the power of InTouch, okay? You're going to have to go back through and input all that stuff, and it's going to be painful. So each and every night, when you get home from a party, take 5 minutes and input the customer information. Their name. You can put in every last thing they've checked on that profile card if you want to. I don't do that. I just put in their name, their address, their contact information. I do put in their foundation shade so that it's searchable on InTouch, okay? So you want to also put in what they ordered from you, okay? So after you create their customer profile, you're going to go to new order. You're going to input everything that they ordered from you, okay? There's reasons why you're going to do this, I promise. I'm not just trying to give you busy work, okay? Then, in InTouch, under ordering, you're going to build an order of everything you just sold, okay? You don't have to submit the order. For instance, if you have 3 parties that week, you probably want to wait until all 3 parties that week before you hit submit on that order, okay? Or if you want to wait until you build your order to a certain level because you have BizBox or something like that, you can wait until you build your order. As long as you have inventory to give people, you can wait on that order, okay? But you want to be sure to build everything you just sold, okay, that night into your order. And then you can save that order, you can submit that order, you have a whole bunch of choices there, okay? So you're going to do your thank you note, you're going to input your customer information and what they ordered. If you delivered their order to them that night, you just say deliver from personal inventory or whatever that option is. You can customer delivery that order to them if you owe them product, okay? So you have that choice. And then you're going to build your order in InTouch of everything you just sold, okay? Then, after you do those things, you are going to enter your total retail sales from that party on your weekly accomplishment sheet, okay? There is a weekly accomplishment sheet guide out there that we can post, if it's not already. It might already be posted on Sisters in Pink.
It is, but I'll put it on Facebook tonight for everybody.
Okay. And it walks you literally step by step through every last column you need to fill out on your weekly accomplishment sheet and how to do it, okay? The weekly accomplishment sheet is important for a couple reasons. One is for you to be able to track your sales throughout the year, as well as to be able to track what you give away and your non-recovery sales tax, okay? Those are the super important things about the weekly accomplishment sheet. If you do not do the weekly accomplishment sheet, it is really hard to recreate that stuff, okay? And all of that is important for taxes, okay? Because we love this business. It's a lot of fun, right? Fun, girlfriend time, woo, woo. But the bottom line is it's a business, okay? And you need to treat it like a business, okay? So Mary Kay Ash believed we needed to dress professionally, act professionally. We need to treat this like a business, okay? So I know this isn't fun, but it is required. Okay, so after you enter your weekly accomplishments, then you want to make sure that you either mail off any products owed to people, or you customer delivery service, or whatever. You want to make sure that you don't forget that you owe somebody product, okay? Because that's really bad, all right? Because then your customer is going to feel like she gave you money and she never got her product. And the last thing you want is for a customer to have to email you or call you and say, excuse me, I'm just wondering when I'm getting my product, okay? Because now she's doubting you as a professional, okay? You only get one chance at a first impression. You do not want your first impression with a customer to be that you forgot to give her her product, okay? It can really make or break a relationship with that customer forever, okay? So it's really super important that you remember you need to either customer delivery it, or you need to order the product right away, wait the 2 or 3 days for it to come in, and deliver it to your customer, okay? They shouldn't have to wait longer than a week for that product. And if for some reason you're holding your order, you need to figure out another way to get it to them, customer delivery or something like that. They shouldn't wait longer than a week for their product, okay? Yes?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I have several customers, and I'm stuck in a bad situation with it because they're coming to me, and they have a consultant, but I've had 3 people tell me they're waiting anywhere from 2 to 3 months for product.
Oh,
So
that's
am I
great.
wrong in taking their, in helping them?
Oh.
Because I can get their product quicker?
Okay.
Well,
I'm just going to
one
add
of the
something what she
customers
should
is
do.
my
I'm going to
aunt.
tell her what she should do. Number one, you should tell the customer they need to call Mary Kay Corporate. Give them the 1-800 number. You can service them to take care of their needs now. They tell them they need to report to Mary Kay. Because what happens is that this happens. The company's going to get the information. They're going to call the consultant and they're going to call her director so that it doesn't happen again. But if it's not reported, they're never going to know. So encourage the customer to call Mary Kay Corporate just so it doesn't. They don't give names and things like that, but it's just really important.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what sorry, Don. I just wanted to, because that's,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you, because it's
Yeah, nobody should wait longer than a week. Because the bottom line is, if you make your customer wait longer than a week for their product, they're not going to come back to you. Okay? And we're in this business to build customers for life. Because part of the reason why we probably all made the decision to join Mary Kay is that awesome reorder business, right?
Absolutely.
If you don't service your customers, you don't have a reorder business. It's plain and simple, okay? So they need to get their products fast, okay? All right, so after you send and deliver the products owned, now on the back of your profile card, you have, well, not on this one, so don't look at this one, but you have referrals that you got at the party, right? Because we're all working referrals, okay? Because if you are not working referrals, you are leaving leads and bookings at that party. Money out the door. Say bye-bye, bye-bye, money, I don't want you anyway. Okay, you have to work referrals at your parties, okay? So after you do all your computer inputting, and you do everything I just told you, that will only take you about 15, 20 minutes max. Okay, I know it sounded like a lot, but it really doesn't take that long. Then you are going to contact the referrals on the back, okay? Because you don't want to let those referrals get super, super old. With that being said, if you have super, super old ones, don't not call them. Just still call them. Okay, but you want to be able to work your referrals, okay? So, how I work my referrals personally, and you can do it any way you want to, this is personally how I do it, is I send a text first that says, I will tell you what it says, whatever their name is, Susie. I had the pleasure of pampering your friend, Tanya, last weekend, and she gave me your name because she thought you would also enjoy getting pampered with my amazing Mary Kay products I have to offer. It's totally complimentary. Are you interested in hearing more info? Okay? Because, yes.
Put that on Facebook.
Yes. Yes, sure.
That's good, but you've got
The
that.
reason I do that first is because I found that on the phone, when I called them out, it was really hard to kind of get through that whole first part without them hanging up on me. Because honestly, they're wondering, why are you calling them? They don't know you know? And so by the time you get through the whole rigmarole of, hi, my name is Donna, I'm with Mary Kay, and I'm calling you because your friend so-and-so, click, okay? And then I'm like, ah, crap. Okay, so I started texting first because what you're gonna find is that they're gonna text you back and say, oh, great, awesome, call me after 7. Okay, perfect. Now they know who's calling them, and now they know why. The phone call at 7 is so easy peasy, it's a done deal, okay? Or they say, no, thank you, I'm not interested. Okay, I didn't have to waste my time. Okay, or they just want to do it all over text, which is fine, okay? Some people just want to do it all over text. The younger people just want to text it all, so that's fine. So then I'll communicate with them in the text. Okay, that's fine. But that's what I do for my referrals. That way, like, literally I can sit down and in 5 seconds, 5 minutes, I've texted all 7 referrals I got on the back of the profile cards, okay? If I have a party at 5, I've texted 25 people. Okay, now some of those people don't have text, and I'll come back to you as invalid number. That's the person you have to call and go through the rigmarole, okay? But a lot of those, if you text them, and you'll have at least 2 or 3 people say, call me at a later time, and you call them and you book them or whatever, okay? So you want to make sure that you contact your referrals, and then, I need to go back to my other thing. Okay. Then you are confirming the bookings that you made at your party, right? Super important, because you just booked 2 parties from your party, right? So you need to send an email or send a text or call their hostess, however she prefers to be contacted, and say, I am so super excited for your party we have booked on the 20th. Don't forget to send me your guest list, right? Because if you don't have a guest list, you don't have a party, okay? Don't forget to send me your guest list. If you send it to me in the next 24 hours, you get a free lip gloss or whatever you use to get the guest list, okay? And then after you get the guest list, you're popping her hostess packet in the mail to her, so she knows how she's earning her hostess benefits.
So I missed that part. You said you text her a confirmation, or you send her?
However she wants to be contacted.
Okay, so you don't send her a postcard to confirm. You text her or call her or email her.
Right.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure that she remembers and that we are still good to go, and that she's going to send me her.
Can you do that like that night after you leave?
No.
Okay.
Like the next day.
Okay.
Yeah, not crazy.
Okay.
The next day, you're going to text all your referrals. Don't text late at night.
Okay.
The next day, you're going to text all your referrals, and you're going to call all your hostesses, or text, or email, however they want to be contacted, okay? So when you book the party with them, just ask them, how do you prefer to be contacted? And they're going to say text, email, or phone call, and then operate by that, okay? If they don't answer you, then use the other methods, but originally, start with what they prefer, okay? And so you're going to confirm their party. I need your guest list in 24 hours, okay? And until I get that guest list, I personally don't send anything in the mail to them, okay? because I want a guest list before I pay postage to send them a hostess packet. That's just me. Yes.
And guest list is just name, email address, and phone number?
Mhm. Yep. Yep. So, and when you book their party at the party, you're telling them that, okay, great, I'll just confirm with you tomorrow. Don't forget I need a guest list in order for you to get your free lip gloss or whatever, or however you do that. And I'm going to send out the invitations for you. So you're going to give me a guest list so I can send out the invitations. It's super easy on you. You don't have to worry about tracking RSVPs or any of that stuff. I do it all for you. So make it out like the service you're offering them is really awesome because they don't have to do anything. Okay? They don't need to know that it's because you want to make sure they're actually inviting people. Okay? You know, you're making it out like, hey, part of my service is that I send out your invitations, I track all your RSVPs, I totally do all your reminders, everything, so you don't have to worry about it. You can just show up and have fun. Okay? So after they send you your guest list, then you're going to ship off their hostess packet. Okay? However you do that. And then based on training that Tanya gave us before, you want to make sure that you're tracking your hostesses. Okay? So you want to have some sort of tracking method. I know she handed out a sheet, I think it's on Facebook, but you want to track your hostesses, okay? You want to make sure that you know when the party date is, whether you've got a guest list, whether you've sent out a hostess packet, all that stuff that she talked about, okay? So you want to make sure that you have a system in place for that. I have a little 3-ring binder, and I just like make sure that I check everything off, okay? So then I will tell you, because, you know, I'm a busy, crazy lady, I, of course, had to develop my own little stamp, okay? So I have a picture of it that's bigger. And I stamp every profile card with my stamp so that I know what I've done on each and every profile card. Now it's especially handy because I do have an assistant, so I can see what she's done on my profile cards.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Excited to see this.
Yeah,
thing.
it's,
Oh, we have a visual. Oh, Donna has a visual.
this might revolutionize my business right here.
I mean, what did you say? This might
This might revolutionize my business.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Oh, look at that.
Where'd you get that stamp?
She had it made.
Okay, so every single profile card that I have that comes in the door gets a
Love
little
it.
stamp. And as you can see, it's little check marks, but it's everything I just
I
told you.
want that.
Been holding out
So,
on this.
Hello, how long have you had this stamp?
a thank you email, then product codes,
Holy seed.
enter into InTouch, okay? Facebook is on there because I Facebook friend my customers, because my Facebook profile is pretty much all Mary Kay professional. So I Facebook friend my customers, and then WAS is weekly accomplishment sheet. And then I have recruiting follow-up because if they took a packet, if they're listening to the hotline, I've scheduled a time to follow up with them. I want to make sure I followed up with them, okay? And then referrals means I work the referrals off the bat, and booking follow-up means that I've confirmed their party and I've sent out their hostess thing, okay? So until everything is checked off, my profile cards don't get filed, okay? Because, you know, you file them away and you forget about the referrals on the back, or you file them away, you forget about that booking, okay? So, until everything is checked off, they don't get filed. So, the other thing I want to touch on briefly, because there's going to be other training on it, I'm sure, is team building. When you share a packet of information with somebody, yes, ma'am.
Can I just interject real quick one question? Can you, two things, can you take that cute little picture and put it on Facebook so we can copy off your stamp? And where did you get your stamp at?
Can we get 100 made?
Out on us.
I don't know where I got this stamp made, but I will say this, I did have to go through numerous online places to find one that I could put that many lines on a stamp. But I will figure it out.
Please do, because that's hot. Like, how long have you had this stamp?
Is this what built directorship and car? And she's been holding it out.
So funny.
We share it here.
That's right.
Okay, so, I don't know, I don't know how long I've had it, years, six, I know it wasn't this print, it was like a random, because some of them have maximum lines that they can put on there, and I was looking for a while, but I'll figure it out, I'll find it, I'll
Go
figure
back
it
to your teaching.
out. Okay. I have a bunch of stamps, I don't want to tell you about any of the other ones. Okay, so,
Party at Donna's?
okay, so you have got to have some way of tracking, I know we've talked about this before, but when you share information about the opportunity with somebody, and they either don't sign right on the spot, or they don't sign right after you talk to them, you've got to have some way of tracking those people, because like I've said before, time and time again, I built my unit off of layering. I've layered years to get some of the team members, okay? So I really take layering seriously. So how I track it, it's very, very scientific, it's very, very technologically advanced, it's called a notebook. okay? And I literally just write their information in here, okay? And so once I put their name, their number, and a little bit about them, how I met them, whatever. If they did the coach hotline thing or they gave me a number 1 through 10, I write that down. And then if they say, contact me again in February, I write that down. And then I just every now and then when we have events or whatever, I go through my book. Like when this 75 thing came out, I sent it to all these people, and I had somebody bite, so that's good. But layering is key. You gotta have some system of tracking that. Okay. So I know I'm trying to hurry through my training. Okay, so now let me just tell you, if you guys really truly want in my world of crazy C-ness, okay, let me know because it gets crazy. This is the real boiled down version. I will tell you, there's a bunch of software systems out there that if you are a C and you want to track every last little nugget, there are some great things out there. UnitWise, Boulevard. For consultants, it's a really low cost. You can track your inventory in and out. You can track products borrowed, track products owed, all kinds of stuff. It's like the world is just like huge when it comes to all this craziness. Okay, so the one thing that I do want to go over really quickly though is the paperwork you do weekly. Okay.